Welcome back to the Milwaukee Show, and today we are talking about game number 3 between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Florida Panthers, and this series just keeps on delivering. So far, I think this is probably my candidate for favorite series going on. It is so fun to watch because it's different because Boston and Toronto is like fun to watch because it's like two rivals, but the heat just isn't really there where this team has the heat. Of course it does, it's in Florida. Anyways, but yeah, like there's energy and tension in between these two teams. You can really tell that they're fighting for each other, but also it's how good and quality these games are. Because you can tell that personally for me, this is currently the Eastern Conference Finals right now. I think the winner of this is going to go to the Eastern Conference Finals at least, because this year is just so jam-packed with the Rangers and Carolina in the Metro that I just don't know who really comes out of the East to go to the finals. But the winner of this series will beat Boston or Toronto. And it's not even close because these two teams are so close, but it's going to go Florida's way. Winning 5-3 this game, the Sunshine team from Miami is looking they are just looking perfect. And the Cats they look so... They just look like everything is on point for them. Just the guys up front, the guys that you need producing points are doing it. Kachuk, Reinhart, Barkov chipping in. Like, they have the pieces going. Kachuk got his second goal of the series. So did Reinhart. And Kachuk got an empty net goal. He's gotten 2 empty net goals at this point. So, he's got 3 goals, but whatever. Anyways, whatever you want to think about that. But his first goal of this game, he's getting assists last game, right? He's getting on the board. Reinhart scoring those goals, continuing his season, right? Barkov looks so good. Carter Verhaeghe being clutch as ever, right? But then you go down the lineup. You get guys like Brandon Montour getting on the board, right? The defenseman chipping in. Lawrence down the lineup is getting the goals up there, right? That's what you want to see. But it's not just the offense, right? It's not the offense for the Cats. It's everything. The defense is just as good as it was during the regular season. Just because everyone's like, oh yeah, everyone in the comments is telling me that the Jets, because they have the least amount of goals against, right? The thing about the Jets and the difference between the regular season and the playoffs is what I feel like so many people just kind of wipe out of their mind, and it's just a completely different atmosphere between the two types of seasons. Because in the regular season, it's 82 games. The Jets have a very good upfront style of play with a very stay-at-home, not relaxed, but very, the stay-at-home defense, right, where they're not taking too many chances, they're not really, jumping up and playing, making bad plays or pinching at the blue line when they shouldn't be. They're very conservative, they're very smart, and they don't do that many stupid plays, and Hellebuck is just is an incredible goaltender and shuts down everything. That's what leads them to having the least amount of goals. Florida is up and down the ice, right? The defense chip into the offense, and they make those risks happen, which then helps them score offensively. But when they need to play shutdown hockey, they do it so well. They just mug the other team. They're all over them. They overload them. They outpressure them. And during the regular season, when you play against a team like Toronto, where a guy like Marner can be pressured and make that a nice pass all the way across the ice, and Matthews can deliver on one of those big plays because it's game number 47 out of 82, and just it's not the highest of stakes. Those type of plays happen where Winnipeg is more keen to playing smart throughout the season. But when it needs to come to the wire, the Florida Panthers and their way of just shutting down the offensively loaded team of the Lightning is what's so impressive. Because they can actually, they read the plays and they don't let Tampa play their game. Tampa is very much throw the puck down the ice, get down there, forecheck, get it to a guy like Hedman who sends it in, or get it to Kucherov in the corner, who then can make a nice play to the middle and get the puck on net, right? They're very good. They work from the sides. They feed pucks to the slot, get guys like Braden Point to get goals, and do what they do best. But Florida is just all over them, that they just don't allow those plays to develop, and they're all over them on the back check. On the forecheck, they're incredible. The forecheck of Florida is so good. They're so high pressure, and they shut down the guy so well. And it's just every aspect all topped by Sergei Bobrovsky, who is just playing as out of his mind as he was last year. Maybe even better, because last year Florida's defense wasn't the best, right? It was not the best in the world, but he was there shutting everything down. This year, he is shutting everything down while also having a fortress in front of him. This team is so deadly, and that is why, personally, right now, I think they're going to sweep this series. I don't think Tampa is going to have anything, and Florida is such a good team at being clutch that they will come into game 4. They will play every aspect of their game, even to near perfection, and they will win this game. They will win next game like 4-3 because Tampa's going to put up a fight. Stamkos will get his 4th of the series because he's been electric and showing why he needs to stay on this team or at least get a good contract somewhere. And yeah, like they are going to keep fighting, right? And they will come close, but it won't be close enough. But Bobrovsky will do everything. The Panthers will shut them down in every aspect, and it'll just be the same story where it's close, but not close enough, and this rivalry will go Florida's way. Because it's just everything. But and it's not that Tampa Bay's been bad, because Tampa has not been bad at all. They have been so good, and if this was against the Lightning, if this was the Lightning versus the Maple Leafs, I think the Lightning win. I would even say I think they beat Boston at this point. And if they ended up playing against like the Rangers, right? I think they might have taken the Rangers to Game 7 and lost, but against a team like Carolina or against the Islanders, like I would say they take one of those guys out. And so for me right now, it's just the Lightning. They just look so good. They look so good, and it's just not good enough. And to me, with what's happening in the West with Vegas, I think we might get a rematch of last year, which would be so fun to watch. And right now, I think Florida wins it. I think Florida has learned their lesson. They recoup. They have fixed the holes that they had last year, and they have really put on together in what, in my eyes, watching all Game 3 now, what has it been like the first 12 games that have been played, 11, 10, maybe less than that. I don't know. Whatever the number is, the games that have gone on in for all these teams. Oh, it's got to be more than that because all the teams have played and there's 8 series. So, whatever. But this Florida team plays the best perfection game. They never look like they never look like they're under attack. They always look like they're on the offensive, and they're always playing such good defense against a super loaded offensive team. They have the depth to overcome a team like that. They have the defense to shut down a team like that. They have the goaltending to keep them in any game. So when they go up against a team next round like Boston or Toronto, I would lean probably more towards Boston, right? Right now, I would say Bobrovsky's playing a better game than Swayman or Ullmark. And especially since Swayman and Ullmark are playing against a Toronto team that isn't the best offensively, especially with how good the defense is and especially with guys like Marner not being able to chip in like the way that they're expected to, and Nylander being out, like 2 of those pieces basically don't exist in the playoffs. Against the Florida Panthers, they will have to deal with those Barkovs and Kachucks and Verhaeghes and Bennett's even, and Reinhardt's, right? They're going to have to deal with these clutch, good playoff performers, and I don't think Boston will be ready for it, and they will get upset again. Even though Boston has good defense, they have good two-way play for their forwards, and they have good size and good goaltending, but I just don't. It won't be a sweep, but I think it goes to Game 6 where Florida will just overcome them. They will get those goals, and it will be a fun rematch of last year, and it just makes sense, right? This story with how good this NHL season has been, with just literally the most fun it's ever been. Wouldn't it be so spectacular that the story is that Florida somehow squeezed in last year, goes to the Cup final with being just the Cinderella story they are, come back this year looking better than ever, and then the teams they play are Tampa, their interstate rival that put on a fun series and overcome them in a sweep. Then they play the team that they upset last year after breaking the record, that rematch, and then they go on to play against either the Rangers or the Hurricanes, which would be another rematch, or against the Rangers, who would be a fun foe, and that's this New York City, that's such a big team. And then they go on and then they beat the Vegas Golden Knights in the finals, the rematch of last year. That story writes itself of that just overcoming of obstacles, and I just feel like it's the perfect it's the perfect crowning of this season being the best NHL season ever. And I'm all for it because Florida, they are so exciting to watch. They just make fun games happen, and they are just so fun. And for me, I'm loving this series, and I think Florida is too. In Tampa, they can come back, but it'll be very hard. I do not see this being the team to get reverse swept. This isn't a situation where the Sharks get reverse swept by the LA Kings, where the Kings lost those 3 games, but they should have won, and they could have really turned things around. Tampa is not going to do that. Everything is running all cylinders for the Florida Panthers, and they're going to do it, and they're going to get it done in a sweep, and it's going to be crazy. So I'm excited to see that game happen, and we got to wait 2 days for, well, I guess tomorrow, but if you count today, whatever. But anyways, I'm happy. So Florida, 3-0 series for them. They're on fire. Everything's going perfect for them, and I'm loving their game. So that is all I got to say. So thank you for watching this. If you made it this far, please, I'm begging you, please subscribe. Please, if you did anything today, please subscribe. And until next time, too sweet, have an amazing day, and ta-ta for now.